Hello, fellow classmates. This is our Adulthood Nursing Final. We hope you enjoy our presentation. Biosocial development. Growing older. Growing older doesn't necessarily mean impairment. Many adults have well-maintained blood pressure, breathing, and brain functions throughout adulthood. In adulthood, many people experience gradual changes in their appearance, such as gaining weight, developing wrinkles, and losing height. As adults age, their vision and hearing gradually become impaired. Sexual responsiveness. Sexual responsiveness slows down with age, although some people say that sexual activity is more important for men than women. Fertility becomes an issue as women get older due to their blocked fallopian tubes or ovulation failure. In men, we see a decreased amount of sperm. When women undergo menopause, their menstrual cycle and ovulation ceases. Hormone replacement therapy was once common, but increases the risk of breast cancer. As for men, hormone therapy seems to have many health benefits and costs, such as lower rates of cardiovascular disease and fewer deaths. Good and bad habits. Exercise is beneficial for people's mental and physical health. In fact, adults in the U.S. are working out more than they did a decade ago, but less than they did a century ago. Americans are smoking less than they once did. The lung cancer rate has decreased dramatically, although in many nations, female smoking is increasing. The consumption of alcohol in moderate conditions may have health benefits, but the abuse of it can cause major health issues for many organs. Having a wide variety of nutrients in your diet is necessary for good health. There is a worldwide epidemic of obesity and an increasing rate of diabetes. Cognitive development. Intelligence changing with age. Cross-sequential research finds both gains and losses with age. Younger adults generally score higher on an IQ test than older adults due to improvements in education and in health conditions. Components of intelligence. Fluid intelligence decreases with age, working memory, and speedy thought. Crystallized intelligence increases, accumulated knowledge. Cultural values and changing demands cause adults to develop some cognitive abilities more than others. Selective losses and gains. Many adults choose to focus on certain areas of life to compensate for the loss in other areas. This is also known as selective optimization. The areas that are not exercised may fade. Stress can impair an adult's health, so they try to use many coping methods to release the stress that they have. Psychosocial development. Personality. Erikson stated that everyone is influenced by their social context. Maslow believes that people of all ethnicities have the same basic needs of feeling safe, having love, respect, and assuring their physical needs are being met. As people age, they become closer to their culture's ideal. Intimacy. It is a universal human need that can be satisfied in many ways with a variety of people. This can occur between a married couple, but some people prefer cohabitation. Generativity. Adults seek to be generative, successful, achieving, and many major psychosocial needs that each adult needs. Employment brings many rewards, while unemployment is difficult for self-esteem, although too much work can impair a family and their relationships.
The two theories we decided to compare and contrast was Piaget's theory of development and Erikson's theory. Piaget believed that the brain didn't stop developing when you turned 18 or 19 for women and 20 or 21 for men like our bodies do. He felt that your brain kept developing well into adulthood, and his age that he said was 35. And in this way, Erikson also believed that you develop in different ways as you age. So your aging isn't stagnant. You don't just develop the exact same way throughout your whole lifetime. One example is the generativity versus stagnation, which is Erikson's seventh stage in his theory. He says in this stage that if you don't give to society, then you'll become stagnant and you will have an unfulfilling life. The two theories we decided Contrasting theories. Erikson's psychosocial theory. Erikson believed that there was different stages in which you developed throughout your lifetime, but you had to pick one path. You couldn't be in between the two paths. For example, his seventh stage, which is generativity versus stagnation, where you were either helpful to society, you had kids, you had a job that boosted society in some way, or you did nothing and you gave nothing back and you were stagnant. Piaget's cognitive development theory. So he believed that there was two different types of intelligence: fluid intelligence and crystallized intelligence. In crystallized intelligence, this is the stuff that doesn't change, that you know, that is unchangeable. Fluid intelligence, on the other hand, is something that can be changed and you learn and you change your opinions on throughout time, or you learn something new about it and it completely changes how you thought. So he believed that your cognition reached its peak at 35 years old, which now people are saying 21 or 26. Piaget believed that it was 35 because this is when you knew almost everything you could that would be helpful to you in your lifetime. Contrasting theories. Erikson.
Adult Needs and Strengths Assessment Tool is a clinical assessment that was developed for adults' behavioral health services to support decision making, facilitate quality improvement initiatives, support decision making, and allow for the monitoring of outcomes in care service planning. It's also known as the ANSA. It's an easily learned test to administer and is well liked by most providers as well as recipients and family members because it's easy to understand. Adult Needs and Strengths. Key principles of the ANSA tool include relevancy of items, a 4-level rating system, the influence of cultural factors on the needs and strengths, and the fact that the test is about the what, not the why. Key principles of the We decided to reflect on the County of Santa Cruz Behavioral Health Services ANSA test because it was 3 pages long and included a manual of how to properly select a ranking for each section. We decided to reflect on the County of Santa Cruz Behavioral Health Services ANSA test because it was 3 pages long and included a manual of how to properly select a ranking for each section. In order to keep the test confidential, we did not include the last name of the individual tested. We will say that his name was Michael, and this was the result of his test. When administering this test to my best ability while using the manual provided with the test, we realized that Michael had larger issues with sleep deprivation, not having a primary care physician, having witnessed a life-threatening natural disaster, the use of drugs on a daily basis, severe levels of depression, severe levels of anxiety, had experienced repeated and severe intrusive thoughts of trauma, had witnessed a death of another person in his community, a victim of a criminal activity that was life-threatening or caused physical harm to an individual witness, and had severe problems with attachment. More minor issues that Michael had were decision-making, anger control, emotional abuse, witness to family violence, duration of drug use, interpersonal problems, sexual abuse, criminal delinquency, and peer influence, as well as paranoid thinking.
Healthcare applications. Biosocial risks. As adults get older, they tend to gain more weight around their abdomen, which may keep them from going out in public to communicate with other colleagues. Some experience hearing and vision impairment earlier than others, so that may result in not being able to drive or having to purchase hearing aids and other devices throughout adulthood. Since sexual responsiveness does decrease, the ability to have a baby does get harder the older one gets. Early adulthood is when people are starting their lives, which means that they are leaving their adolescence and emerging adulthood behind. In those stages, they may get hooked on bad habits such as drug abuse, overeating from poor food choices, and lack of working out, along with smoking. These habits can carry over into adulthood and become life-threatening. Cognitive risks. The advantage that young adults have than older is their higher IQ, which will help the elder when they're in need of medical care. The downfall of the speedy thought process slowing down is that adults may start to forget important dates and more. Psychosocial risks. Sadly, when people become adults and start to face hardships, some can't handle it and turn to bad influences. This can damage their appearance and age them a lot quicker. Along with the book, these are some of the references that we used for our project. Along with these as well, we hoped you enjoyed our presentation. Thank you for watching.